Hey, it's Kelly with RV Wholesalers. Today I'm going to do a walkthrough video on this Rockwood Geo Pro. This is the 19RD. Pretty cool little floor plans. Nice compact. They offer a lot of great features. Excellent construction. You're going to see this here. It does have a power awning. Again, it's a nice big awning too. So not a little 5-foot awning or something like that. You're going to get an LED light strip, frameless windows. Just looks awesome. And this thing does have a solar panel on top. Has the Pro Rack mounting bars, so you can put a bikes, kayaks, whatever you want. I mean, they're pretty cool little units. You're gonna see right back here, you're gonna have a quick connect gas line. You got the spare underneath. Has a spot here if you wanna put a barbecue, your grill, a little tabletop on there as well. Outside speaker, you can see that. And again, it looks really nice with the frameless windows. Right here is going to be the exhaust for the furnace, okay? So the furnace is going to, on the inside, if you're ever wondering, hey, is the furnace blowing hot air? Because a lot of times it'll take a little bit of time for the ductwork to warm up. If you ever just put your hand right here, you'll feel the hot air blowing immediately, okay? Now right here, you're going to see you do have the nice steps here. These just fold right up and go right inside the entry door, okay? Now, make sure the awning's in because you have to swing the door all the way open. That way it doesn't hit right here. Those just fold up. There's two little clips that latch right here. Out of sight, out of mind, okay? You're gonna see right over here with the awning. If you see this little knob right here, if you push in, you can see there's a little slot right here. You can run that in, and what that'll do is tilt the awning, pitch it either way. And you can do it on either side. So most of the time, people are probably gonna want the water running back there. That way there's not a big puddle by your entry door, what have you. You can see that it does have the nicer off-road tires there as well. Stabilizer jacks, it's gonna have crank down jacks on all four corners of the coach. Now those are gonna be just for stabilizing the coach, okay? They're not for leveling it side to side. They're not for changing tires. They're just to take the rock out of the coach when you're inside the coach. So what you'll do, lower it down once they hit the ground, go about another half to a quarter turn just to firm it up, then you're good to go. As far as leveling the coach, front to back, you're gonna use the power tongue jack on the front. Side to side, you're gonna level with blocks underneath the tires or boards. Now it does have a solar panel on the roof, but if you want to add an extra 20 amp, you could do a portable solar panel here as well. Don't know that it would be necessary. It kind of depends on the application you're using the coach for. Nice big windshield up here on the front. LED lights on the front here. Extend, retract on the tongue jack to raise it up and down. Has a little spot here that you can plug in your 7-pin. That way it's not dragging the ground. Just a nice little added touch that Rockwood does for you. To give you some benefits there. This is going to be the propane cover here. It's going to come equipped with two 20-pound bottles, okay, with an auto changeover regulator. Now you're going to see a little bump on that side. So what that means is it's pulling from this tank first. You can switch it over, pull from this tank. It doesn't really matter either way because it is an auto changeover regulator. So the first thing you're going to want to do is open your bottles, both of them wide open, okay? So once those are open, wide open, and you have gas, that eye right there will turn to green, red if you run out of gas on the side it's pointing to, okay? So let's assume that they're green right now, they're filled up, and we're running off of this tank because it's pointing here. This tank runs out in the middle of the night. You come out in the morning, you look, that eye's red, okay? All that told you is this tank ran out in the middle of the night, but it automatically switched over to this tank, which is why your furnace is still working, your water heater on gas, things like that. All you're gonna do is just turn the knob facing this tank, then you close this tank off, pull it off, go get it filled up. So what you're gonna do is you're actually just gonna go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. As one runs out, you switch over to the other one, vice versa. You're gonna have your batteries there behind. Now your batteries are gonna trickle charge anytime you're plugged into your tow vehicle, if it's wired properly, anytime you're hooked into power. And obviously with this coach, you do have the solar panel on there as well. So it's gonna give you some extra charging time there. And you can see on the panel on the inside, it's gonna say it's 100% charged right now. Even though that it's a kind of a gloomy day here, you're still getting some rays there. Lights on the front, you can see that. Loading light, LEDs again, everything. Right here, you're gonna have your 6-gallon gas electric DSI water heater. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna pull this pressure release valve, okay? So it's sticking straight out when you go to your first camping trip. You turn it on either city water connection, which we'll go over here in a minute, or your fresh water. Allow that to fill up. Once it starts squirting water out, you can go ahead and close that. And what that's going to do is now it's full, okay? Because you don't want to light it or run it on electric without it being full. Now the electric has two sides. So there's a switch right down here, bottom left. That's going to be an on-off switch for the electric. There's also going to be a switch on the inside for the electric, and then a switch on the inside for gas, okay? Outside shower right here. So it's going to be hot and cold, just like the shower on the inside. Now right here, so you're going to have a few different connections right here. You can see that. So the antifreeze, this is so you can put a little hose here and you can pump antifreeze out of the bottle. It pumps it through the line. So that's what that one's for. And you can see there's little switches here. That way you can pull those off there. That way you can get your cable and satellite maybe. And again, cable over here, satellite over there. Black tank flush, and then your city water, okay? So I'm gonna run through those with you here real quick. So city water, what that's gonna be, if you go to a campground and they have water hookup at the site, all you're gonna do, screw the water hose directly into here. Just make sure you use a water pressure regulator. That way it reduces the PSI down to about 45, okay? So that's the first thing. And then over here is gonna be your fresh water, which this one here is gonna be, if you hook up there, they don't have water hookup at the site. So you fill up here at the weigh station, dump station, when you first pull into the campground or at your house, what have you. Then you'll utilize your pump to pump out of that tank to the taps, okay? A lot of times you'll do that if you're dry camping as well. Sewer connection right down here, okay? You have two valves. What you're gonna do is once you go to dump the tanks, okay, out like they are now is open, in is closed, okay? You have two valves here, black handles, black tank, gray handles, gray tank. Black, toilet, gray, sinks and shower, okay? So you hook up the sewer hose, put it in the hole. First thing you want to do, pull the black valve, okay? Let it run through, depending on how full your tank is, depending on how long it'll take. Once that's completely done, then you hook the water hose up to this black tank flush, okay? And it's labeled right there for you, tank flush. Let that run for about 30 seconds. So what that's going to do is it's going to spray inside the tank. It's going to clean off all the debris off the sensors, toilet paper, stuff like that. Then, once you shut the water off there, go ahead and close that valve, then pull the gray, and that's gonna finish rinsing out your sewer hose, okay? So once that's done, you can close that, put your sewer cap on here, and you're good to go. Back of the refrigerator, there's the ProRack mounting bracket up there. Storage back here. Again, more stabilizer jacks. This 30-amp power cord is your cord. Have the rear ladder on the back. The backup camera there, you can see that. Again, this coach is just awesome. It's packed full of a bunch of features. You can camp like you're living in a 40-footer and get you squared away. All right, we'll go in here and we'll check out the inside. All right. Okay, so up here at the front, you're gonna see you have the nice pull down roller shades there. Dinette in the back. Now it is in the down position. I always recommend traveling with it in the down position. And you can pull the back cushions off to make into a bed. Those just fold right in here, okay? Now the heat is all going to be ducted around the floor. So you can see the little, there's one vent, there's a couple back there, one in the bathroom. And then the AC is going to be non-ducted right here. So the AC you just turn on right here, set the temperature where you like it. Okay, now the first thing you don't want to do, once you get into the coach, turn your propane bottles on, both of them on high. You're going to come here, and again, it has a nice glass cover, and a nice, with it being flush, you can use this as additional storage for countertop space, okay? Come here, fold this up, come to your stove, turn all the burners on high. Use your sparker knob, turn that on, let those burn for about 30 seconds. What that's going to do is it's going to get all the air pockets out of the lines. That way when you go to fire your water heater on gas, it works. You run your refrigerator on gas, it works. Things like that, okay? Furnace right here. So you switch this over, all you're gonna do is move it that way, and you can see right there, and then it'll tell you where your degrees are. Now right here, this is gonna be for your Go Power solar panel. So you can see right there, 100%, it has a USB charging spot. It's a pretty sweet deal. And you can see here, you can kind of go through the settings and figure out exactly where you're at, USB, and then, but right there is going to tell you where your battery is, okay? And then obviously as you're using the coach more, right now we're not really drawing because we're plugged into the 110, okay? Now if we run just off the battery, we could have the same lights on, they'd be just as bright. Again, all LED lighting, uses less power, the whole 9 yards. Refrigerator. Freezer's right inside this door, okay? Now as far as the refrigerator, push this button in to turn it on, okay? Now it's going to have two different settings. It's going to have an auto, which is going to search for 110 first. If it can't find 110 and you purge the gas lines like I told you, it'll automatically switch over to gas. If power goes out in the middle of the night, what have you, you're still good to go. Now if you know you're boondocking and they don't have 110 or you're traveling down the road and you're going to be running on gas, just go ahead and hit this button, pop it out, and it'll run on gas. It automatically fires up. Everything's good to go. Push this button in and pull it out, okay? Microwave works just like at home, 110 only, okay? Now right down there, you're gonna have your LP detector, fuse panel. You're gonna have USB hookups here. The nice thing about Rockwood, they kind of think about everything. So you're getting a nice, well thought out coach. You can see in here in the bathroom, full bath, no wet bath, very, very nice. Get the nice max air fan there as well. So just turn that knob, turn it on and off. Again, all LED lighting throughout. Now one thing here, let me find the light switch. If you're ever wondering like, oh, that light's not working, I turned the switch on, it's not working. There's a button in the center of each light as well, which gives you kind of a second way to turn it on and off. Skylight over the tub, so even with the light off, it's very bright in there. You can see that foot flush toilet right down there. It does have the pink antifreeze in there now because it is winterized, but see how much antifreeze is in there? That's about how much water you want to leave in the bowl at all times. That way it keeps that nice black seal nice and pliable, keeps it from drying out, keeps it from seeping up sewage smell. Okay, you're gonna have your bed here. So right over here, you're gonna have the TV mount over here, plenty of storage. You got your stereo, Wi-Fi arranger, okay, so that's going to amplify, and it gives you your passwords and all that good stuff right here on this sticker, so you can see that. All right, and then there's a little thing right over there, I'm not going to get on your bed, but it says push me, that'll raise up, and it'll give you like a little charging port. And then right over here, I'll kind of step outside. So the awning, okay, so you run the awning in, and you can stop it wherever. So if it's super windy and you want to run it in a little more, you can do that. You want to run it out. Now, as soon as you see the actual awning tube, the metal part, when you're running it out, you stop, okay? You don't want to overextend it, anything like that, okay? So we'll run it in. You'll hear it hit the side of the coach, and then you're good to go. And interior lights, porch, which is right here, and then your LED lights underneath the awning. Run that in here, and again, this will all work off 12 volt as well. The only thing you really have to be plugged into 110 for is going to be your refrigerator on auto, water heater on electric, and then your like AC and microwave. Right here, a couple more things on the monitor panel. So the battery fully charged, which we can kind of see that on that solar panel thing as well. Fresh, black and gray. That way you know, hey, my black's 2/3 full. I'm gonna need to dump here soon. Water pump. So if you're running off your fresh water, again, that's the one. If you don't have water hookup at the campsite, you just turn this pump on, and then it is on-demand pump, okay? So that means you turn the faucet on, the pump kicks on. You shut the faucet off, the pump kicks off, so you don't have to run over here and hit the switch every time you want to use it. Water heater on gas, water heater on electric. Now again, the electric, remember, bottom left of the water heater is the second switch for the electric side, okay? Now it does have the tank heaters as well, so the 12 volt tank heater, so if you're camping in colder climates, you don't want it to freeze up on you, just flip that on, gives you a little added precaution there. One basin stainless steel sink, hot and cold on the inside there. Anytime you're running your stove, just make sure you have your exhaust fan on as well. But again, and a nice thing, I mean, I'm 6'3" and I can stand up in this coach, no problem. Move around, got a full-size bed, really, really nice. Hope you love it. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to give us a call, 937-843-9000.